These are 6 of the most overlooked credit cards of 2024 that nobody is talking about. But I'm gonna show you how you can get every single one of these cards. And not only that, I'm gonna show you how every single one of these cards can land you at least one business class flight for pennies on the dollar. If you're new here, hi, my name is John of John's Finance Tips. This is a channel we dedicate to talking all things money. And today we're talking about how to save money with some of the most undervalued cards in the entire space. In fact, these are cards that I've been getting for as long as I can remember, and they've delivered some incredible outsized value. For every single card, we're gonna talk about its sign-up bonus, its earnings, its benefits, and in that benefits section is where I'll show you how you can get a business class flight using that particular card, as well as the annual fee, and of course, my final verdict and recommendations. If that sounds like a plan, then we'll go ahead and pop a squat, tap the little thumb icon, and let's get into it. Card number 6, sign-up bonus. This card will earn 60,000 miles after you spend $2,000 within the first 3 months. Earnings. This card will earn 6 miles per dollar spent on all qualified JetBlue purchases. You also earn 2 miles per dollar spent at restaurants and office supply stores, and you'll earn 1 mile per dollar spent everywhere else. Benefits. This card will give you Group A boarding, so you can actually carry on your carry-on. You'll get a free check bag. You'll receive a refund of 10% of all the miles that you spend in one particular year redeeming on the airline. You'll get a 50% savings on all qualified JetBlue purchases, and every year you'll get 5,000 miles as just an anniversary gift for having the card. Now, as far as how you can use this card to fly in business class, this is a unique one. You can actually take the miles here and redeem them for a JetBlue Mint flight. So the particular flight that I'm looking at is going from Boston all the way to San Diego, and that would cost you 50,000 miles / points. As a quick note, I use miles and points interchangeably, but they're all equivalent to the currency associated to a particular airline. So in booking this flight from Boston over to San Diego, you're gonna be flying in JetBlue's Mint product. Unlike some of the transcontinental flights offered from United or American or Delta, the JetBlue Mint product is full lie flat. In addition, you've got little doors, so you've got some privacy there. The annual fee for the card is $99. And speaking of the card, I think it's time to reveal card number 6 as the Barclays JetBlue Business Credit Card. I know, you're thinking already, are you kidding me? I'm sitting through this video and you're talking about business credit cards? I don't even have a business. You don't need a business. Folks, the best open secret in the points and miles game is nobody needs an LLC or corporation to open business credit cards. I kid you not, when I opened my first business credit card, I applied and I wrote on my application that I estimated my year 1 revenue was $3,000 because I was doing some travel consulting. Folks, travel consulting. So what I'm trying to say is with business credit cards, it doesn't have to be this formalized thing where you have documents and registrations and you're filing with the state. No. You can apply for a business credit card as long as you have a social security number. If you're a social security number, you're a sole proprietor. As a sole proprietor, you're filing all your taxes as a pass-through entity. Like, it's all good. And the magic about business credit cards is A, they don't show up on a personal credit report. In addition, you get more opportunities to get more points and miles. What I'm telling you is more of you qualify than you think because, hey, listen, do you intend to start a business this year with the intention of generating some revenue? Maybe you're gonna plan to offer consulting services, but oh no, it's been a tough year and you weren't able to get any clients, but you intended to generate $1,000 of revenue, $2,000 of revenue. Folks, this right here, this is the open secret. This is the hack. This is what I'm talking about in the credit card points and miles game. This is stuff that you're probably not finding on a lot of other videos, but you gotta be willing to commit to take the steps of doing it. So as a quick recap, if you have a social security number and you intend to have some estimated revenue, you can get a business credit card. Now back to the JetBlue business credit card. My final verdict, great card, get the sign-up bonus. I like JetBlue miles. I fly out of Boston, I fly out of New York. They're very easy, very flexible. This is purely a get the card, get the sign-up bonus, and then if you're not gonna spend a ton on it, it's fine, close it and move on. Card number 5. This card has a sign-up bonus of 65,000 miles after you spend $4,000 within the first 4 months. This card will earn 2 miles per dollar spent on all telecom merchants, cable, as well as satellite providers. You also earn 2 miles for every single dollar that you spend at gas stations, as well as car rentals. And then you'll also earn 2 miles per dollar spent on all qualified American Airlines purchases, and 1 mile per dollar spent everywhere else. As far as benefits, you get to board in boarding group 4 out of 9, and you also get free check bags for you plus 4 companions. Now let's talk about that business class flight. So you've got 60,000 miles with American Airlines. What exactly should you be doing with them? How about getting out to Japan? All right, well, a business class flight with Japan Airlines would cost about $8,000 from Chicago to Tokyo direct. Instead, you could book that for 60,000 American Airlines miles and $5.60 or so in taxes and fees. Annual fee for the card. It's waived for the first year, so it's free, and in year 2 and beyond, it's $99 a year. And the card that we are talking about is gonna be the Citi American Airlines Business Credit Card. My verdict and recommendations. absolutely jump on this card. American Airlines miles are crazy valuable, as we illustrated in that example there. This is 100% another points play. Get it, open it, get the sign-up bonus, hang on to it for a year, and then in month 13, cancel it and then move on. Unless you fly a lot with American, you want to spend it with American, that's totally fine as well. I personally love American Airlines miles, both for going west to Asia as well as east to the Middle East, to the Maldives, or even you could fly east to Asia going through the Middle East. Card number 4. This card has a sign-up bonus of 75,000 points after you spend $6,000 within the first 3 months. Earnings. Technically, card number 4 is 2 cards, but they're very similar, so I just grouped them together. So card number A is gonna earn 5x per dollar spent for the first $25,000 in spend every single year across the following categories: office supply stores, internet, cable, as well as phone services. After you spend over 25K in those categories, it goes to a 1x earnings. This card will also earn 2 points per dollar spent in the first $25,000 across gas stations and restaurants. Once you go over the 25K spent in those categories, it reverts to 1x, and for all other purchases, it's 1x. The other card will earn 1.5x for all purchases, no cap. Now let's go on and talk about the benefits of these cards. Though to get the full value of these 2 cards, you'll have to pair it with a Chase Sapphire product, whether it be a Sapphire Preferred, a Sapphire Reserve, or an Ink Preferred, because then you can take the points earned as a sign-up bonus for these 2 cards and get it over to a airline or hotel partner. Though most people, I would say, have some sort of Sapphire product, and so if you're able to do that, then you can go ahead and unlock these 2 business flights. The first business class flight, we're taking a look at getting out to Singapore, flying on board Singapore Airlines. Cash value of this flight for business class is almost $5,000. Instead, you can move points over to Air Canada, and you would pay 87,500 miles on Air Canada and less than 100 Canadian dollars. But I get it, getting out to Singapore is a really long flight. How about a little bit closer? How about going to Europe? How about France? Specifically flying to Paris. A business class flight to Paris, as you can see here, costs over $5,000. Instead, you can transfer your points over to the Flying Blue program, redeem for 50,000 miles instead, and pay $200 in taxes and fees. And the annual fee for both of these cards is $0. And the cards that we're talking about are the Chase Ink Unlimited as well as the Chase Ink Cash. Both of these cards are phenomenal entry cards in the business category. I would 100% recommend jumping on them. They're also pretty decent daily drivers if you're actually in need of a business card, but if you're not, definitely jump on them for the sign-up bonus. Card number 3. This card has a sign-up bonus of 100,000 points after you spend $8,000 within the first 3 months. Earnings. This card earns 3 points per dollar spent across the following categories for a combined total of $150,000 to spend in the year. Once you spend over $150,000 in the following categories, it goes to 1 point per dollar spent. So the categories are gonna be shipping purchases, advertising purchases made with social media and search engines, internet, cable, and phone services, and travel. Benefits. This card gives you a 25% point bonus if you redeem travel through their proprietary travel portal. You'll earn 5% cash back on Lyft purchases, and there's no foreign transaction fees. Now let's talk about the travel benefit. I know I mentioned in the video that we're talking how every single one of these cards can get you a business class flight, and this card can absolutely do that. In fact, it earns Chase Ultimate Reward points, so you can take the examples from the Chase Ink Unlimited and Ink Cash and apply it to this card. And so because we already talked about 2 flights, let's instead talk about how you can redeem for hotel partners, because I think that's where the most value lies for Chase Ultimate Reward points. So the specific hotel partner we're gonna transfer to is Hyatt. By transferring your points over to Hyatt, you can either opt for a couple nights in the Maldives at the Park Hyatt. Instead of spending over $800 a night, you could be spending just 25,000 points per night. But if the tropics aren't quite your cup of tea, how about getting over to Japan, specifically the Park Hyatt in Tokyo? Similarly, this would be a cash rate of over $500 a night that you could redeem 25,000 Hyatt points per night. The annual fee of the card is $95, and the card in question is the Chase Ink Preferred. Now my verdict for this card. I love the card for the sign-up bonus. I also love the card for the 3x on travel for a business credit card. The annual fee is okay at $95. However, if you're somebody who has business, not necessarily a card that might keep year over year because there are gonna be 3x travel cards on the personal side. However, if you have a business, then yeah, for sure, the 3x on the travel, the advertising, the social media spend, that makes a ton of sense. You could very well optimize your business to capture a ton of that. Card number 2, and I'd say this is probably one of my favorite on the list. This card has a sign-up bonus of 150,000 miles after you spend $30,000 in the first 3 months. Earnings. This card will earn 10 miles per dollar spent as long as you book hotel and car rental through their travel portal, 5 miles per dollar spent if you book airfare through their travel portal, and 2 miles per dollar spent everywhere else, no cap. Benefits. This card gives you a $300 travel credit every single year that you can use to redeem for travel through their travel portal, as well as a $100 anniversary credit that you get every single year just by way of having the card. The card also provides you a Priority Pass lounge access, as well as access to their own lounges, which are Capital One lounges. And so now let's talk about redeeming for that business class flight. And the partner we're gonna look at is Turkish Airlines. This upcoming year, I'm gonna go to the Philippines and I'm gonna be flying Turkish Airlines business class. Instead of having to shell out over $4,000 a person, we are spending just 67,500 miles with Turkish Airlines and about $400 in taxes and fees. Annual fee of the card is $395, but remember, you have a $300 travel credit as well as a $100 anniversary credit you get every single year, meaning effectively, this card puts $5 back in your pocket. And the card we're talking about is the Capital One Venture X business card. My version of recommendations, folks, if you are a business that buys a ton of stuff and you don't want to optimize for a 3x category here, 5x category there, and you're just spending. In addition, if you're a business that spends a ton and you don't want to worry about a 25K cap or 150K cap for your elevated spend, this 2x credit card for businesses is phenomenal. It's industry leading. There really isn't another card on the marketplace that offers this with no cap. I would 100% jump on it. The only downside to this card is that the spend is pretty high at $30,000 to get that sign-up bonus. Card number 1. This card has a sign-up bonus that can range anywhere from 120 to 150,000 points after you spend $15,000 in the first 3 months. From an earnings perspective, you'll earn 5 points per dollar spent if you book airfare or hotel through their dedicated travel portal, and 1.5x for every single dollar that you spend on eligible purchases that's over $5,000 in a single purchase, and 1 point per dollar spent everywhere else. Benefits. The card offers a ton of benefits. So first we'll talk about the travel benefits. With this card, you can get into lounges when you're at the airport. You can get into their proprietary lounge, which is known as the American Express Centurion Lounge. In addition, you can get access to Priority Pass lounges as well as Plaza Premium lounges. The card will also offer you automatic gold status with Marriott and Hilton, and you'll get a $100 credit to global entry. The other category of benefits the card has are shopping benefits. So shopping benefits include things like purchase protection. If you buy an item, within 90 days, the item gets damaged, stolen, or lost, you can file a claim for up to $10,000 per item, which is insane if you think about losing something within 90 days and filing a claim to get it back. The card offers a $400 Dell credit, a $360 Indeed credit, a $150 credit to Adobe, and a $120 wireless credit. As for business class flights we're gonna look at, we actually can tap into the Air France flight that we talked about earlier, which was that 50,000 points getting over to Paris for less than $400, or we could take a flight aboard Qatar Airways Q Suites, double bed in the sky, lie flat. That would come in at a cost of 70,000 points if you want to go direct from North America over to the Middle East and Doha, or it would be 80,000 points if you want to extend it slightly and get out into the Maldives. Cash value would be well over $4,000. Annual fee. This card comes in at a whopping $695. However, I think all the credits are super useful for this card. So that's the $400 Dell credit, the $360 Indeed credit, the $150 Adobe credit, and the $120 wireless credit. You take out all of those, this card effectively puts $335 back in your pocket. And the card we're talking about is the American Express Business Platinum. So my verdict and recommendation for a true business, this is a card you should jump on purely for the fact that you get all of these travel perks, and as long as you tap into those credits, you're getting paid $335 to hold it. Contrasted to the personal card, the personal American Express Platinum, you're probably still gonna pay $100 to $200 for because it doesn't have as many of these offset benefits and credits that everyone can use. Now, if the idea of leveraging credit card points for free travel really tickles your pickle, but you're still a little caught up on the whole business aspect of it, well, I recommend you to check out this video where I talk about my top travel credit cards for anybody for 2024.